Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. So I wanted to make a video over this person's comment. It's going to be real short, and yeah, so it's over this. You can see the video title. I made it the other day, yesterday. And this person's comment really has to do with, and I apologize for the noise. Let me know if if you can't hear it, and I'll do something about it in the future. This won't be every video, but this person's question, and take a minute to read it, really is just about their evolution in the learning. You know, they're saying they used to find themselves taking, doing what I would say and taking, going for 2, 3, 4 times the risk and always losing. And then they said, I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to use a wide stop, scale in. Next thing you know, they're making small profits, but they're making profits consistently. And then they went through the journey of kind of feeling guilty about it, because Al says used to be swing trading, and they'd switch back to just, going for 3, 4, 5, 4 times the risk and losing money. And then they're basically asking me at the bottom, to hear, have I ever gone through this? And the truth is, yeah, I've definitely gone through it. And what you're feeling, Rashawn, sorry if I mispronounced your name. What you're experiencing is you're studying the video course a lot, and you're learning, and you're starting to kind of realize, and I'll give a quick example in a second. You're starting to realize, hey, let's take a look at today for a second. If you look at, here's today over here. And normally, go back to the old you. The old you may say, oh, we're forming a wedge top. I'll sell below this bar, put my stop 1 tick above, and I'll risk. And I'll go for 4 or 5 times my risk. And in this case, it would work. But, the problem with that is, as you know, most of the time you get stopped out. And it's very discouraging. Whereas maybe Rashawn, excuse me again if I mispronounce your name, maybe the new you is saying, hey, we hadn't touched the moving average in, many bars. It's very climactic behavior. 99.9% chance we're going to touch the moving average today. We've had 2 or 3 legs up. Maybe we get one more push up, but if we do, we probably won't go much higher. So I'm just going to sell below this bar, and maybe I risk way up here. Maybe I risk, 4 or 5 points or 6 points, and I'll bet that we get 10 bars and 2 legs at least to the moving average. And what you're doing there, you're just increasing your risk, but you're increasing your probability dramatically. It's no different than over here. Instead of saying, hey, I'm going to sell the close of this bar and put my stop 1 tick above, hey, I'll sell this close, put my stop all the way up here, betting on a second leg down. It's the same concept. So, yeah, that all goes into learning. And, the same could be said for a trader who is, let's say you're short up here. You're short right here on the close of this bar. And if you've been short, you may say, gee, that's a really big bear bar. It's a new low of the day. I'm going to buy back my shorts because we'll probably get bad follow through and I'll look to sell again. And look what happened. If you did that, you saved a little bit of money. So kind of how I see, and again, when Al talks about swing trading, he's not necessarily saying you need to buy above, this bar down here and hold all the way to here. Swing trading can also be waiting to buy up here. But this is a good example down here. If you're putting your stop exactly below a bar, it's kind of tricky. You buy above this bar, you buy above this bar, but you get stopped out. So, to your point, and that's all I really have to say, is you're learning more, so you're starting to understand, hey, the probability is high this is going to happen. The probability is high, like today. The probability was really high we were going to touch the moving average. So what's the point of buying back a short at a new high? If anything, I should sell more. And someone, they may made the same comment on the Brooks price action course. I won't go into that, but yeah, so all it means is you're learning. And your thoughts are going to constantly evolve and improve. You know, they will. And that's just kind of the evolution of learning how to trade. You know, it's kind of like saying, okay, it's kind of like looking at this, it's like looking at this bar right here and saying, I'll buy above it. Okay? Then you see disappointment. Do you really think you're going to go a long ways up, or are you going to say, gee, there's probably sellers somewhere above this bar on bar 2, so I should probably set a limit order 1 to 2 points above the bar, because there's going to be sellers above the bar selling for a scalp. You know, the same could be said for this bear channel. You know, traders are taking profits at new lows. So, once again, good job, you're learning. And I think what you're doing is perfectly fine. The only thing I would caution you on is make sure those occasional losses are not just wiping out 10 trades. You know, really make sure you're doing the math. You know, just it's easy to do. Just pick something. If you're risking, you know, let's say you're risking, you know, 5 points to make 1. I mean, really, all I would say is just be aware if one trade wipes out 15 of your wins or 10 of your wins, that's a problem. You know, the caveat to scalping is very high risk, but very high probability. And the problem with that is you have a very bad risk reward. So if you're not quick to get out, you lower your probability of winning and you increase your probability of losing, which therefore damages your trader's equation. So again, just to restate that, if you're taking high probability trades, you're going to have a poor risk reward, which means you got to be more careful about probability. You have to be confident on the probability of your trades. But overall, sounds like you're doing great, so good job.